Reflexes are a key part of, I suppose, being human, and they're a key part of the nervous system. They're very special because they're really fast. They enable you to react really, really fast to stimuli in the environment, and often dangerous stimuli. So they keep you alive because they make sure that you stay out of trouble. So I'm going to give you an example of a reflex. So I've actually got a pin here. It's quite sharp pin. I've got a finger. So I'm going to see if I've got any reflexes, and then we'll talk about what happened. So I'm going to poke myself with the pin. Ready, set, ow! Ooh, a bit of blood there. See that? Ow. So what happened there was I poked myself with the pin, and then there are these receptors in the skin, and they picked up the message. So they would have been pain receptors. And they sent a message via an afferent, or really a sensory neuron. So a sensory neuron picked up that message and sent it to the central nervous system. So this is the spinal cord. So over here is the central nervous system, is the spinal cord. And in the central nervous system, there's a little neuron called an interneuron. So this is the second neuron. So we have an afferent or a sensory neuron. And then the interneuron gets the message from the sensory neuron and says, whoa! That really hurt. We better do something straight away, otherwise we could be in trouble. So the interneuron just immediately, straight away, sends a message to a third neuron, to this efferent neuron, and this is called a motor neuron. The motor neuron sends a message to an effector, something which is going to do something. In this case, it's a muscle. And in my case, it was the muscles of my arms. So I poked myself in the finger with a pin, and my muscles jerked away quickly to get myself away from the pain. But reflexes, so that they're involving three special neurons. So there are these sensory neurons, sometimes called afferent neurons. There's an interneuron, and then there's a motor neuron or an efferent neuron. And those three neurons work together to make a reflex happen. A message is picked up, those three neurons, sensory, motor neuron, then send a message really fast to a muscle for us to get away from something. So we might need to get away from fire if fire's hot. Really importantly is that the message does also end up going up to the brain, but the interneuron is the one which makes it decides, well, that's a big enough stimuli for us to need to get out of the way fast. And that's why when you do move away from pain or something that's hot or something that's scary, often you'll move away before you even start to think about it. And that's because of reflexes. Sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron work so fast to get you away from things that are dangerous.